Welcome to the second lesson in the Google Ads tutorial series. In this video, we're going to walk through the steps to create our first campaign in Google Ads. And we'll cover important settings you can use to control the targeting of your campaign. Before you set up your first campaign, you will need a Google Ads account. In the first lesson, we covered the steps to create an account, so if you missed it and haven't created one yet, I've included a link for you in the description below this video. Okay, let's head to Google Ads. Let's create our first campaign. To do this, we can select Create, and then Campaign. Or we can click New Campaign. And since we haven't created a campaign in our new account yet, we can also click Set up a campaign. We're now asked to select an objective or goal for our campaign. There are a range of options including sales, leads, website traffic, and more. But I want you to go ahead and select the option to create a campaign without guidance. Selecting this option means you choose the type of campaign you want to create, instead of being guided by Google's recommendations. We can now see all of the different types of campaigns we can create. We're going to begin by creating a search campaign. This is the type of campaign I recommend you create if you're getting started with Google Ads. This is because a search campaign shows your ads as people are actively looking for something. They're on Google and they're searching for an answer. They might be searching to make a purchase, find directions, or looking for the latest sports results. This means we can target our ads to people who are actively searching for something relating to our product or service. Okay, so let's select Search. We're now setting up our search campaign. Now you might be wondering, what is a campaign in Google Ads anyway? A campaign is like a folder. It's a way to keep things organized in your account. For example, imagine you sell digital cameras. You might have one campaign to advertise the Sony cameras you stock and another campaign to advertise Canon cameras. So campaigns provide a structure, which we'll talk about later in this tutorial. And they're also really useful when it comes to reporting and optimization. For now, I want you to think about your most important product or service. I recommend advertising something that is already working for you, so anything that is already resulting in sales, leads, or conversions. This is what you should advertise first. I'm going to promote my Google Analytics glossary with my new campaign, but you should write down one thing you want to advertise with your first campaign in Google Ads. Next, we can see we're asked to select the results we want for the campaign. For now, I want you to skip this option. We can now select the objective we're aiming to achieve. Since I'm going to be advertising my Google Analytics glossary, I'm going to select Form Submissions from your website as the goal. This is because I'm aiming to capture people's contact details. We need to name our campaign. I'm going to name my campaign Search GA Glossary, but you should name your campaign after the offer you're going to be promoting. I like to include the type of campaign at the start of the name. I find this makes things easier when managing different types of campaigns in Google Ads. Below this, we can see Enhanced Conversions has been enabled. This is because of the goal I selected for the campaign. I'm going to disable this for now since there are additional requirements to consider if you want to use this feature. Now let's click Continue. Next, we need to select a bidding strategy for our campaign. Your bidding strategy works with your budget to determine how much Google Ads should spend for someone to engage with your ad. For our search campaign, this is about how much we want to spend for someone to click through on our ad. We can see that Conversions is selected by default. We can click this to change the bidding strategy for the campaign. We can choose from Conversions, Conversion Value, Clicks, and Impression Share. Since we haven't configured conversion tracking for our account yet, let's choose Clicks. This will mean we're using automated bidding to try and achieve the most number of clicks possible within our budget. And there's also an option to set the maximum amount we want to spend on a click. It can be tricky to choose a maximum bid limit for your keywords, so I recommend using the Keyword Planner to estimate a bid amount. We will look at this in a moment. In the meantime, let's enter $2. We can adjust our bid strategy and maximum bid after we've created our campaign. So if you feel you're spending too much on a click, you can reduce your maximum cost per click amount. Or if you're advertising on competitive terms and you're not receiving any clicks because the bid is too low, then you can also increase your bid. There's an option to adjust bids to target new customers. Since this feature also requires conversion tracking, let's leave this option deselected. Okay, now let's click Next. We can now adjust the settings for our campaign. The network selection lets you control where your ads will be displayed. By default, your ads can appear on the Google Search Network and the Google Display Network. I want you to deselect Google Search Partners Network and deselect Google Display Network. By deselecting Google Search Partners, your ads will only be shown on Google search results. And I always recommend deselecting Google Display Network for a search campaign, since it's much better to create a separate display campaign if you want to run ads on content sites. By adjusting those two options, your campaign will be more targeted. Now we need to choose the geographic targeting for our ads. We can see that by default, our ads would be targeting all countries and territories. Then, because I'm in Australia, Google Ads is suggesting Australia as a geographic target. For my Google Analytics glossary I'm going to be advertising, I might want to target my ads to all countries, so I could leave all countries and territories selected. However, I wouldn't recommend selecting this option as you launch your new campaign. This is because by targeting all countries, you would be getting the most coverage for your ads, but it'll also mean that you're going to spend your advertising budget very, very quickly. So what I want you to do is take a moment to think about where your existing audience is located. Where are your highly engaged audience members? Where are your prospects? And where are your current customers? Are they located near your business? Are they located in your country? Are they in a different country? Think about where you're already getting sales or leads from for your target audience. By focusing on locations that are already resulting in conversions, you're more likely to see similar results from your Google Ads campaigns. Then you want to balance your targeting so that you're being fairly precise without being too narrow with the locations you choose. For example, if all of your existing conversions are from the city where your business is located, then you should start with this as your location target. Or if conversions come from all over the country where you are located, but most come from an individual state or territory, then focus on that area first. The main thing to remember is that even if your product or service can be provided anywhere in the world, having a large geographic target will mean your advertising budget will quickly disappear, and you might not achieve the results you're hoping for. For my campaign, I'm going to target my ads to Sydney and Melbourne. We can also control how location targeting works by selecting location options. In most cases, the default is fine, but to be a little more precise with our targeting, let's change the targeting to presence, people in or regularly in your targeted locations. This means people will need to be located in the locations we're targeting, while the default means people could be located in or interested in the location. Okay, so just remember that when it comes to choosing your location target for your campaign, you want to be fairly precise but not too precise. If you're too granular with your targeting, like if you target a zip or postal code or a very precise location, then your ads might not be seen by many people. Next, we can set the language targeting for the campaign. I recommend setting the language that your ads are going to be written in, so I'm going to leave this set as English. We then have audience segments. This lets you add advanced targeting options for your campaign. For example, you can target your ads to people if they've already been to your website using remarketing. Or you can target ads to people who are interested in particular topics. Since we're just getting started, I suggest leaving these for now. You can always adjust your audience targeting after you've created your campaign. If you'd like to learn more about audience targeting in Google Ads, including remarketing, then I've included links to my extra resources in the description below this video. Below audience segments, we can see the campaign will use different keyword match types. I will cover keyword match types in a future lesson. Finally, we can select more settings. We can see an option for ad rotation. This setting controls what Google Ads should do if you've created more than one ad. For example, if someone is searching on Google and you've created 2 ads, then Google Ads will use this setting to decide which ad to show to that person. Let's leave the default option selected for our ad rotation. The next option is to set a start and end date for your campaign. So if you're creating a campaign that you only want to run for a certain amount of time, like for a holiday or for a seasonal campaign, then you could choose a start and end date. I want to highlight that the only time you can choose a start date for your campaign is as you're setting it up. After you've created the campaign, you won't be able to change the start date. However, you always have the option of adjusting the end date. There's an option to set an ad schedule. This lets you turn your ads on and off on particular days of the week and particular hours of the day. I suggest leaving this for now, unless you have a specific need to turn your ads on and off. For example, if you're an emergency locksmith and you only want your ads to show after regular business hours. Most people don't need to use the campaign URL options. There's also an option for brands. Let's leave these and let's click Next. We've now selected the settings for our campaign. The next step is to create our first ad group, keywords, and ads. We're going to cover the steps to create our ad group in the next lesson. We'll also cover an important topic, which is assigning your campaign budget. If you haven't already, then please take a moment to subscribe to this channel so you know when the next tutorial is released. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.